battles in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
pushing limits,
seizing victory.
when victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
Final stone. Does he have it? Yes, he does! What a shot! John Schuster! Oh my goodness! A third of a rock for... That would make sense when I did curl.
Well, we got to not kill that. It's got to just be in the catch zone.
I mean, my gut is like hack to board and just roll 3 feet. 2 feet.
Yeah? Yeah, I think it's probably just hack.
You're always touching the 6.
I don't know that this leaves the 4-foot with hack.
Really good spots for Miller.
I think John's in a situation where he needs to send one of the red guards back.
Yeah, if it's dead nose and just, it's going to go spinning. This actually might catch two and just leak back.
I think it does.
Okay, so it might, close to dead.
Hammer something.
Extra focus of the players, because sometimes you just couldn't hear yourself thinking, and we needed to like use signs and show what we meant instead of just shouting out a number or like play this hit and roll kind of thing. We had to show everything, so that added another level, I guess, to our game. After that, we've been a little better when the crowd is loud or when you can't hear as well.
Johnson on this one here.
Can't hear yet for line ever.
No, they like line. Now does it have the speed? They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Rylan Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
and when the pressure's on,
every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
pushing limits,
seizing victory.
when victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Last drop. Yep. 8th in. From the tie to Isabella Verano.
Good morning, folks. Welcome inside the Sleeman Center here in Guelph, Ontario. World Financial Group Masters of Curling, the 4th stop of the Grand Slam of Curling calendar. Only one more Grand Slam this year. Finishing in April with the Players' Championship, and then, of course, yesterday, announcing the All-Star Game in Nashville, the first ever Grand Slam of Curling All-Star Game, or is it the Curling Group All-Star Game?
No.
It's the same people,
I
folks.
should've just stopped.
I'm Brent Lang, and joined by Chelsea Carey this morning.
That's
We've
okay.
got
She's
4
just
sheets in action. Our feature game is Team Skrlik,
With the roll.
looking to save some confidence, maybe put some cash in their pocket and get on the board with a win against Team Tabata, who is 2-1 and looking to punch their way into the playoffs. Chelsea, what are we looking at today?
Well, we're starting off a little conservative here with a rock in the house and a hit, but these are two. Kayla Skrlik's team is a lot better than the results this week show. They've played a ton this year.
Nose isn't bad.
This is about their 11th event or so, and they've won several of them. So they've had a really good season, including going all the way to the final of that PointsBet Invitational. So expect a solid game. Team Tabata is a really good young team out of Japan, and obviously playing really well here this week. So for Team Skrlik, going to need to find their A game, and they are heading to provincials, I believe, next week. So yeah, looking to build a little confidence going into that, and for Team Tabata, obviously, really would like to get that 3rd win and take yourself out of those tiebreaker situations that can always be a little bit tricky.
You don't want any part of that, because you could, depending on your last stone draw, and if even everybody thinks, well, we have a good draw, we'll probably get straight in, and sometimes it's like 6 tied for 3 spots, and it doesn't matter what your draw is.
Yeah, that's what.
If there's room for 3 tiebreaker games.
Yeah, I know that's what happened in. We were part of that mess in Nisku, and everybody at 2-2 had to play a tiebreaker. It didn't matter how good your draw was.
If you want to get to that magical 3rd win, and you mentioned provincials, and that's a light hit, but just enough. You mentioned provincials in Alberta coming up, and across Canada they're coming up, and Team Skrlik, defending champs in Alberta, are they?
No,
they're
2
not.
years ago.
They just got it. Yeah, they got some good news though. The defending champs is Sturmey, no?
Yes, and they are now straight into the Scotties. So the field just opened up a little bit.
So Team Skrlik has to be I don't know if it's a heavy favorite, but probably if you're betting.
Yeah, I think probably a significant favorite. There's definitely an argument to be made that they actually should have won last year. Kayla had a draw to I think the full forfeit, had to touch the button, and didn't quite make it against Sturmey in the final. So a really solid team. They've changed it up a little bit, adding Margot Fleming to the squad, who's been a really good addition for them. And yeah, they've worked as hard as anybody this year. They're constantly practicing and playing so much.
My toes are numb.
They're great to commentate too, because they do a lot of commentating themselves.
Oh yeah, Kayla on the live mic is one of my favorite people. She's very entertaining.
Not afraid to donate to the swear jar.
No, definitely not.
Control.
So Ashton Skrlik, Kayla's sister, got scolded a little bit yesterday from Kayla. She was throwing a really tough kind of peel weight through a hole, and Ashton put her broom on the ice right away, and they talked about it after the end. It hit the guard on the wide side, and they had a little talk, a sisterly love talk.
I have a feeling I might know how that went.
Just a bit wide.
Challenging us again, though, not throwing any guards in the first end. And across the sheets today, we've got Rana versus Holman. Holman continues to find ways to win. Everybody's saying, well, they're beatable. It's like, well, then somebody's going to have to beat them.
Yeah, it's easy to say. Somebody's got to pull it off for it to matter.
Yeah, Fujisawa versus Einarson. And then Ha versus Laws. This is the final day of the round robin. There are way too many permutations for me to tell you much about what's going to happen. If Rachel wins, though, Team Holman wins that game, they will be one of the top seeds. I think they'll be top seed probably. Them or Hasselberg, if Hasselberg can win today. And they'll definitely get to be in this draft tonight, where they're going to pick their playoff opponents for the first time ever, the top 3 ranked teams on the ladies' side and the men's side. We'll come up into our home team live booth here, Chelsea, and they're going to do a live draft after the evening draw and pick their opponent.
That should be fun to watch. We're hoping for some trash talk, but we're not holding our breath that it's going to come from the players, so we've decided that the commentary team will do it for them.
There will be trash talk. We just don't know who's going to say it.
It's going to happen from somebody, maybe not the players themselves.
And I'll just make stuff up. Like, hey, Rachel, I heard you said this.
Yeah. Just stirring the pot.
Yep. 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 Little up, Aiden. 10.
Normally, the playoffs are just kind of determined by where you finish in the week. 1 to 8, 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, and 4 plays 5, with 1 and 8 and 4 and 5 on the same side of the draw for semis. That will remain the same, but how we determine 1 to 8 is going to be different. And Rachel can't. I was wondering if it's Rachel and Anna and Fujisawa are up here. Rachel can't choose Anna just to be funny.
Yeah, they can't pick each other.
Can't pick the top 3.
Yeah, they would be, and then 4th place as well would probably be off limits, so just from the bottom 4 probably.
I think that is the rule.
Control.
Because Rachel likes to go off
script, yeah.
She picked the 8th ranked team with her first pick this week.
She sure did.
Team Ha beat her, but man, I haven't seen a lot of Team Ha. We did a game yesterday, Chelsea, and they played extremely well.
Yeah, I think they're still looking for the consistency of it, but when they're good, they're incredible.
Clean. Yep.
Here's our first look at Margot Fleming, coming from the Great White North of Canada, putting her name out in the curling universe last year, saying, I'll move anywhere. I want to play on a top team. I want to give this a shot. Got to give her credit for that, and landed on a great team. Finds herself in the Grand Slams.
And made the move down to Calgary from Yellowknife and joined this team in the off season, and yeah, they've put in all the work this year for sure, and I'm sure they're excited to get to provincials next week and looking to book that trip to Thunder Bay.
Yeah, they probably are. They're not playing at the guard.
Yeah, Scotty's in Thunder Bay, right?
It is. Yeah.
Is that considered Ontario or Manitoba? Because I know all you Manitobans. I know you're not Manitoban. Well, you're still Manitoban, but not living there anymore.
Yeah.
Pretend that like Kenora is Manitoba, so where does it stop? Like that's Manitoban cottage country for many.
Yeah, Kenora, I mean, I don't consider it part of Manitoba, but I do have a cottage there, so it's home. Thunder Bay's like 6 hours further than that, so I think you're safely into Ontario by then.
Northern Ontario.
Northern Ontario. Very north, yes. Very far north in Ontario. Should be a good Scotties, though. They like their curling in Thunder Bay, and did have the Scotties there a few years ago, and it ended up being at the second COVID Scotties. It wasn't a true bubble, but it was sort of bubbled, and so nobody could, no fans could be in the building. So my understanding is that Curling Canada said to the host committee, if you still host it, even though you can't have fans, we promise we'll bring it back within the next couple years. And so this year is their opportunity, and I imagine it'll be pretty jammed if you're playing on the same draw, especially as somebody like Krista McCarville.
No, it is more. It is
what a
more.
deal. I promise if you do all the work once, we'll let you do all the work twice.
You're right.
Not curling much. Curling now.
Krista, of course, will have to win Northern Ontario, right? Or am I missing something?
No,
yeah.
she will.
That's one where you'd love to have a sponsor's exemption just in case. If she doesn't win, that would be tragic.
Yes, for sure it would.
Pressure changes things, and I know they're the best team in Northern Ontario for a long time, but it comes down to one game, and
it does. Yeah, you never know. Stranger things have happened, that's for sure. She'd be probably the heaviest betting favorite of anyone in any province, but that doesn't mean it's a guarantee.
What's that like? I swear.
We're heading for a blank here, and for those of you just turning in, which I know you're all real fans, you've been here every draw, every shot, I'm sure, all week. But a new rule this week we're testing out. You can blank an end if you like, but if you blank the next one, if you blank back-to-back ends, you will lose the hammer. So this heading to a potential blank.
It's going to float.
Heading to a blank attempt anyway.
Yeah, Team Skrlik. Kayla's, see this a lot, taken inside the middle of the rock, trying to hit it high.
Yeah.
Almost every team, every team now at the top level is deciding.
I think it'll float
not,
a little bit.
Let's see what Kayla says here. It's going to float. She's going to help it float, though. Every team decides not whether or not they need to set it when they let it go, kind of put it outward motion, but how much they're going to set it. There's a good angle here. We'll see. Watch the outward motion. Oh, we lost it. You're going to have to just believe me. That didn't look like it had a ton, so this is going to have to be swept the whole way.
Hard, stay on it, hard.
Trying to drag it back. Margot Fleming.
Not enough set.
All of that. that.
All of that for that, Kayla says. I agree. 1 red on the board. Team Skrlik at least puts a point on the board, better than flashing it.
Truly, I like.
They're going to have a 1-0 lead when we get back right after this.
Go, but yeah. 8-2 maybe? I don't know.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casual.
The rocks aren't like active at all. The rocks aren't active like at all.
Welcome back. Chelsea Carey and Brent Lang bringing you the Grand Slam of curling action. We're in Guelph, Ontario. It's been snowing all week, Chelsea.
It sure has. Yeah, the weather. I left quite nice weather in Calgary to come here, and it's not been. It's been very wintry in Ontario.
It's warmer though. I left Winnipeg, and I find there's less needles in my lungs when I breathe here.
Well, that's good. I miss my Chinook +7 back home.
Right? Get the golf clubs out in Calgary.
Yeah, seriously.
So an unforced error from Kayla Skrlik. Team Skrlik forced to a single point in the first end. Self-induced force. Neither team throwing any guards in the first end. And
good sweep. 5-5. Nice, sure.
Calling another one in the house here, and they're going to hit it, and this is when we need that button. Switch games. This one right here.
Nothing.
You're fired.
Yeah. Hopefully this one is just a delayed corner guard.
Right there,
I know
and
between ends we heard Kayla say, actually Jer will go in, which is the one sentence that broadcasters don't want to hear.
Please miss it, Jerry Lynn. Come on. I do like the play, not as a commentator, but as a player where you, this needs to hit it first, though.
Yeah, it sure does. I'm going to touch it.
A miss from a team that's playing us? You're kidding.
Okay, Jerry Lynn, let's not go too far down the poor me. I watched their game yesterday, and they had chances.
Tight.
So we're going to throw the guard now.
Yeah, kind of have to, otherwise there's nothing better than a blank for Skrlik, which wouldn't be bad.
Line's good.
Somebody turned up the heat in the arena today. It's been chilly in here all week. Talking to the players, it's great for sweeping. Most arenas, you're just dripping sweat. Here, it's, you know, you're just wet. You're not dripping sweat.
Just a little wet, just a little damp.
Looks
yeah, there's been more people with their jackets on this week than you normally would see at a slam event.
Slides in the rings there, Jerry Lynn. Ramsey, Scotty's Tournament of Hearts finalist. What year would that have been, Chelsea?
Oh, 2010. Oh yeah, 10 or 11, I want to say.
I wasn't at that Scotty's, so.
Kathy O'Rourke and Aaron Carmody and.
I thought we were going in.
Yeah, all the way to
See
the
if
final.
you can bring it. We had to cheat yesterday.
I saw her go.
Who are the
in
four?
And then, like up's fine.
I can see the other girl. I don't remember her name.
Trisha?
Yeah.
Longtime PEI curler. Seen her at the seniors a few times lately with Shelley Bradley.
Okay.
And we're heading to probably a pretty good chance at a blank here.
No, this isn't bad. Control.
Never a bad thing if you're up a point even to have the other team blank an even end. It's not something I think about a lot early in the game.
No, and especially with this rule now, so if they do blank this end, then they're not going to be looking to blank the third end, so they're going to have to score, so then that puts you in a pretty good position. If I'm Kayla Skrlik, I'm not very sad about this being blanked. If I'm Chelsea Carey up in the booth, I am very sad about it.
Right?
Hard. Keep going. Good sweep.
Team Holman with another Matrix-like Neo dodge. Should have given up 3, and I think they stole one.
10. That's good. She just slid quite wide.
I think Isabella Rano jammed her hit for 3. I mean, it wasn't super easy. It was super easy for 2, though.
And Sarah Wilkes is getting in the hack, so they must have stolen one.
A little 4-point swing to start the game. When things are going, they're going.
Yeah, winning breeds winning. It's just one of those things, and they're on as big a momentum kick as we've maybe ever seen, other than maybe Bruce.
yeah, definitely.
Trying to hit and roll in the corner. Makes the slippery double with just like board weight. I read a stat. Team Martin won 5 slams in a row.
Oh my goodness.
But
just ask Benny. 08, 09. I won everything those years.
yeah, but that used to be his intro for the sheet show.
Yeah.
Can't say that anymore. Now it just makes him sound old.
Yeah.
Funny enough though, they didn't win the Masters.
Oh, interesting.
There was 2 Masters in one calendar year. They switched them around, and I hope we don't do that anymore. I hope we keep them in the same order. Start to build tradition around the individual events as well.
Yeah, it did used to, because the Canadian Open always used to be the one in January, and that's not the case anymore. And the order of them has all changed.
10-5.
The Masters traditionally has been in November, and here we are.
Yeah.
I don't really know what day it is, but it's January.
Well, and the Canadian Open used to be the triple knockout every year, and then they've changed that too. So
there's always lots of discussion how to differentiate between the slams, which the curling group is not too worried about that yet. They're doing too many other way cooler things.
Yeah, seriously.
But something that's probably on their mind in terms of, what does differentiate a slam from a slam, and do we even need to?
Yeah, it's hard in an indoor sport, right? You look at slams in other sports. In tennis, it's different courts. It's clay versus grass and all this stuff. In golf, it's the Open Championship's going to be link style with crazy wind and all that. The U.S. Open has impossible greens to hit, and then the Masters is at Augusta. So they inherently have that, but it's because they're outdoor sports. It's hard when you're in an arena with controlled conditions to distinguish one event from another.
Gotcha. We need an outdoor one.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been talked about.
That would be something.
Not an outdoor full slam, I don't think, but they've talked about doing outdoor events before.
Good speed.
Some people want to see the ice.
Get a showcase
Like
all
have
my moves out here.
A straighter ice or slower ice, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
that sounds terrible.
I've heard that before too. You say the Canadian Open is going to only have 2 feet of curl, and then
that sounds awful.
Yeah, I don't know that I love that, but I'm not sure what else you do to kind of try to set them apart. But to your point, do we need to? It doesn't matter.
Way above my pay grade, thankfully. I just ask questions and other people answer them. Team Laws next door, starting with a 4-ball, up 4-0 on Team Haw, and a must-win for Team Laws. I believe they're 1 and 2, so
I think it's a must-win for both of them. They're both coming
1
in
and
at 1 and 2. Yeah.
Somebody's leaving happy, and somebody's heading to the karaoke at the Delta tomorrow night.
Well, maybe to tiebreakers, but. Or no, sorry, the winner might go to tiebreakers. Yeah, that's.
Somebody was mentioning on the men's side 1 and 3 isn't out yet.
Not mathematically. The only time I think I've ever seen a below 500 record get in was the players, when you could go 2 and 3 sometimes and get. I remember going 2 and 3 one year, and we had the best draw to the button, and we got straight into the playoffs at 2 and 3.
Whoa.
It was wild.
Ashton.
Margot got this one a little wider than Kayla wanted. Knowing she can't nose it because you can't jam this, it might be in the rings.
Can I get a little piece?
Sorry. 9-8.
We need like referee flags from the booth. So when they're not calling the right shots, we toss a flag.
Yeah, I'd like to challenge that call. You're going to need to throw a guard, please.
Yeah, that could be what we have, like 6 different colors. One's a corner guard, one's a high center, one's a tight center. And we just toss them on the ice from up here.
I love that.
She didn't take her meds. I knew it. So then I told her Crystal she should ask her if she took them. And then she said no, she didn't. She knew it. I said I have extra. And she refused to take it. I was like, oh. Think about how good you played when you took it though. Alright, let's see what it does over here. This is kind of.
This isn't moving very fast. Miku Nahira.
I know.
And I apologize in advance. Every week I apologize for all the names I butcher, but I'm going to give them a shot.
I don't think they will. Like, truly, it doesn't make sense. I think they'll just take one. Yeah. Okay. Right here?
So Kayla thinks if they peel, she thinks Tabata might just take one.
To me, it's not.
To avoid maybe being forced in the third. So Kayla's an analyticer.
Yeah.
She follows the analytics.
We finally got a guard. Not an expected one.
Accidentally, and it's kind of an in-between path, but the nice part for Team Skrlik is they got to time that one.
Top 4.
Yeah, I think I heard Jerry say 6-2, which would be 16-2 to there.
We do need it to be at least half buried. That's the thing.
Lot of
We're
ice.
taking probably maximum ice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of
they
ice.
got
but
6'2",
That's
so
to
it's
throw
hard for like
5 feet to be buried, if my math is right. That assumes that the 4 foot is 4 feet wide. I've always assumed that. Is that true?
I've always assumed that as well. I've
Okay.
never
I've
taken
never
a
measured
ruler
it.
to it. Yeah.
So first skip stone of the second end for Team Skrlik. Kayla trying to play the intern come around. Want to be in front of the tee line, at least half buried, as she said.
4, 5.
She knew she had too much ice. Threw it anyway, though.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
I don't think you want this buried back there.
Sorry. Good sweet.
Not terrible, but
4, 5.
I probably wouldn't have swept that far, Chelsea.
No, yeah, I think they were worried about the hit and roll under, but now it's the freeze, so not sure what's worse.
Yeah, I did.
The hit and roll under is probably a harder shot,
Yeah.
and once you got like an inch or two in there, but
Hits and rolls are sneaky hard. Nobody realizes how hard they are. I haven't seen a recent stat, but as recently as a few years ago, they were made less than 50% of the time in the women's game. So everybody goes, well, geez, we don't want to leave her hit and roll. I'm like, yep, but you do, because it's a really hard
you want
shot.
to leave them. Yep.
Yeah. Don't leave them this. Don't leave them a draw. So taking a little less ice than Kayla did.
Yeah, that I would suggest is tight ice. This one
I
can't
agree.
over curl.
Yeah, like to me, I thought Kayla threw hers well. You could take the same ice as her.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. Looked like a good throw. I'm going with Momoa Tabata.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's my best guess.
I'll stop short of giving people nicknames that I don't really know. This actually needs to curl. Needs to be shot, ladies. Needs to be shot. So she knew better than I did and knows her throw, so almost really, really good, Chelsea, but looks like there's some air. You can see Kayla trying to ask the front end, how much air do I have by the
It didn't
guard?
really move, hey?
Yeah, I think that line is really good if she's got another foot or two of speed.
And then we can always hit, like, we're aiming for the roll.
Inside roll.
Yeah.
Just a hair across nose. If you could ever hit like just like a half inch or an inch across nose and just roll an inch or two.
Yeah, you just kind of want to lean to the low side. You don't even really want to roll far. Just an edge tucked, I think, is ideal.
Inside roll.
Talking about an 11. That's plenty of weight for this shot. But the other thought is I either like hack or I like control. Because if you touch that back one with board, it might not leave.
Yeah, it's true.
Final stone, Kayla Skrlik
Yep. Well,
up 1-0 and trying to put some unexpected pressure on Team Tabata. This is very close.
To finish just a hair.
It's pretty perfect. You can see she can't nose the top one now. Will she take on the wide draw where it's either 1 or a steal of 2?
You can make the double as well.
Or you could play the double.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to play the double just because it's only the second end, and you should know that draw path, but if you ever miss it, it's a steal of 2. At least if you try the double, even if you stuff it, it's only a one steal.
Like she must have done something that I was sneaky.
It was like at the very end.
This is just preference. This is whatever she
like,
feels better about.
This is where old Moosey, Ray Turnbull, if you can't draw,
you can't skip.
That's right.
Yeah, anyway, good call.
That's why he didn't skip.
Yeah, true. It is true
Moosey.
though, and you do like, and they should know this because it's the draw to the button path. I would be more reticent if she was throwing it like just outside edge of 4 and trying to cross or something. Then it's maybe a little bit more questionable. But they should have a really good idea of the speed here.
Very well now, and of course the other team's making none, and it's like, oh.
Well, I think that's what happens out here. Truly, I feel like.
Well, don't stop now, Kayla. We're eavesdropping. She was about to tell us what happens.
You get, I don't know, the ups and downs are way more like up and down, I feel.
A lot more pressure at the slams. Oh, didn't like the little slow carve dump.
Hard, Jer.
I don't think
Hard,
so.
keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
It's gone.
A big steal of 2 out of nowhere, really. And Team Skrlik finally catching some breaks, up 3-0 over Team Tabata. We'll be back with the third end action right after this.
When it comes to the game we love, Having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
It's like Ashton will throw the fresh path, it's curling, and then you will
Yours
throw
is
the
straightening
next
up.
path,
Okay.
and it'll straighten up. Like if Jerry threw that path, then Ashton's would be straighter, I think. Yeah. Yep, top 4.
My plan worked. My accidental calling the game. Whoops.
Big turn of events there in the second end. Team Skrlik all smiles and giggles now. They didn't love the way that Team Tabata was trying to slow that rock down by sweeping. That's, I would suggest that's as or more important than all the other BS that people are whining about this week. Need to get rid of that in the game, I think. But anyway, it's 3-0. And we're not going to see a guard from Team Skrlik now, but surely Chelsea.
Yeah. Just
Team
for line,
Tabata's going to throw a corner guard here,
Just
no?
hold the line.
I can't imagine they won't.
Just hold the
it's
line.
not desperation time
5-3.
yet, but you need to hang a crooked number on the board here, so you better throw a corner guard to give yourself a chance to set up at least 2 points for Team Tabata.
Good.
And there's the
I
call.
thought that was a good throw. Okay.
Mikota Nakajima, intern corner guard.
It's sort of done both. I think we just it was a hair light and broke earlier.
Needs this to
and then we
be
had to carry it so far.
tighter than halfway.
Didn't think it was going to
She's
be
throwing up 3 fingers. That's not Japanese, I know that one. 3 is exactly where you want this, about 4 or 5 feet short of the rings, right where...
That looks like it's at least a 3.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right? I think could have been. Now I'm thinking that. But I was like, thought it was doing good.
It's very good.
Could be the rock.
The reason you can't have the high guard is what, Chelsea? Why do we talk about that so much?
Because the higher the guard is, the easier the chase is. So then you make the draw around, and it's like the guard almost isn't even there for Team Skrlik at different points. If the guard's long enough and you hit the guard, you were probably flashing the rock in the house anyway. So it's literally not in play. So you got to get those tighter, right? That WFG logo is a perfect depth for a lot of these guards. They'd be looking for it either top of the logo, bottom of the logo kind of thing. It gives us a good, and for the sweepers actually that's kind of nice because you can spot sweep it to the logo. But yeah, you need to get them with the amount of curl that we get at these events. You need to get the guards tight, or else it makes the chase around it so easy. Like this one's going to be a little bit too long.
A good chance now for Team Tabata. And
that was
what
the
about
biggest set I've seen.
what about how wide the corner guards are, Chelsea? Do you have a theory on that? How wide do you want them on? And we're assuming always when we talk strategy, the ice is Grand Slam quality.
Yeah, I think that one is. I would like that one a little bit wider so that I had an out-turn draw. So you try to put it kind of edge of the, even splitting edge of 8, but full edge of 8 is fine so that you could throw the out-turn draw across it. I think with that one where it is, I don't know that the out-turn is there. So different teams have different strategies. Some of them put the guards in tighter and you can go wide around, where this, which sometimes isn't an option if the ice is a bit frostier. But this week we've not seen any frost really, so going around the wide path has been pretty good speed, so that's a different kind of strategy too. So there's different schools of thought on it, but you don't want to take away, especially if you're throwing 2 corner guards and splitting them, you just want to make sure you have some kind of draw to the forefoot, because you get into trouble pretty quick if you don't.
Ashton trying to hit and roll back behind the center. And the other one is, when I see a corner guard that tight to center, it tells me that probably Team Tabata is going to run that center guard at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
Clean.
But I could be wrong. That's a guess, obviously, not knowing these teams all that well yet. Rolled behind the corner, which isn't bad. Kind of takes that corner guard away from Team Tabata a bit. They're going to try and draw around one now, top 12 instead of a guard. So corner freeze on this one, top 12 would be really good.
Yeah, it sure would. That roll this is nitpicking, but if you could have left an edge of that out on the other side, then it kind of chokes the guard off. But as it stands, you do have room to get around it, and if you can get it buried, it becomes kind of another guard. Or if you corner freeze it, you won't be shot, but it'll set you up to kill that red later and leave yourself 2 in the house.
So very precise draw here for Sei Yamamoto. They got to decide the speed because you don't want The old in-betweener is a killer.
Yeah, the little chisel is the worst, and that might be what we're getting. Yeah.
Now a chance to roll right to the top
Are you
of
edge
the
on edge with this?
button.
Okay. I think we throw control. Try to roll this way.
Sure.
Control.
Switching turns here. They should have a pretty good idea. They watch the guards come down, though, and the draws. Looks gradual to the wing here today. Earlier in the week, it was really going to the wings and maybe less to the center.
Yeah, it does look pretty gradual so far.
Morning draws are generally the straightest, fastest draws. Not any frost buildup in here. It's been able to cool down all night. The fresh scrape in the morning. Oh.
Swear jar number 1.
Shoot. It's not that bad.
Down, but I also missed the break. That was a good throw.
Kayla mad at herself for missing the line call there.
Still room to roll under the guard now, which would be easier than drawing under there probably.
Good throw,
You can see whether they're
Ashton.
trying to go around towards the center guard. It would be better if you could roll under the corner guard.
It would be for sure. It's probably tighter, like it's a harder shot, but the result would be definitely the preferable result.
That looked a little soft towards the target.
Look what she was, body was kind of drifting one way, and then that little...
They like it. Just clean. Just like that.
That's perfect.
Soft towards the target on purpose. Hey, commentator.
If you just
Which is
feel
possible.
fine. Yeah.
Playing the run back, but not really very aggressively. If you just peel is fine, and I'm not sure. This is a tough one because it's yellow coming back, but where else do you go? Anything around the center they can probably chase.
Yeah, the center guard's just too long. You don't love having to throw this, but I think it's the call.
Need a big shot from Margot here.
On the carve early. Not usually what you want to hear. Interesting to throw that inside out instead of, it seems like it would have been easier with the other turn to me, but again, that's a preference thing.
And that was one where I'm not sure why you need to say peel's okay because there was no really bad result.
No, yeah, if you actually would, I think you could argue better if you just rolled to a center guard rather than lose your shooter, because then you'd have a tighter center that you could maybe switch gears and go around at some point.
You throw the guard back, okay. I thought they may go open side or around the center, but worried about the hit and roll off of this one to the top 8 foot, I guess.
I guess so, but these are hard guards because if you can see any piece of that on either side, it's not that hard to chase.
Speed looks good. Line looks good. It's a nugget. That's pretty perfect.
One more time, Margot.
Pretty perfect.
A little bit less ice.
I mean, everybody has a preference. I don't see this being an inside-out shot either.
Yeah, it just looks wrong to your eye, and with a run back, because I don't think you can put the broom quite in the middle of the rock, but I think with the out turn you could, so you just take all the curl out of it.
Yep. Just feel.
She got after this one.
Sorry.
Kayla just missed the line call there. Needed to keep
That's okay, Margot.
sweeping. I can't see if that one of those is open to hit. Either it's the yellow one or the red one. Neither one would remove the yellow.
I think it's the yellow one. You can see probably a solid half, maybe 2/3.
It curls a ton there. Once you get inside out, yeah.
Going around the center. Need to put this in a place where there's no double off that yellow one. Like top button would be no good. Just biting the top 4 buried would be ideal.
Yeah, even just full 8's okay.
Yeah, as long as it's buried and above the double depth, which the double starts full 4 and goes to the back of the button.
Oh, just a feather too to not like poke
Yeah, you
it.
can see almost all of that yellow from the hack, so
Needs to be second
Gotta
shot.
get this
Pick
here.
this one up right away.
Even if we roll farther. Sure, yeah. Truly, because I think we're half buried. Control.
So the red's half buried
It
according to
cranks over.
Kayla. So you do have to stay. And wherever this rolls to, there's a decent chance you'll leave a double, but
of a sudden you're like not
I
even
don't know
close
how much
to
of
it, not
that
even
red you
close
can
to it,
see.
and
You
then
probably
it
have
fades.
at least a little bit of it.
Yeah,
I
like
thought
here.
Kayla said you could see half of the red.
Oh, did she?
Because she was, yeah, you can see lots of it. Because she was saying, even if we roll too far, and then she said, oh, you can see half of the red, as in, we can't roll out.
Right. So
If that red one was buried, it would be like, well,
Yeah.
rolling out's better than leaving a double.
Yeah, no, it's...
Yeah.
It is. They just showed that was a perfect view of it. You can see at least half of it, yeah. Lots of space to make some kind of double, so we'd love to try not to leave one. But it's hard to roll anywhere where there isn't one.
Kind of got to throw a little extra speed and roll a little flatter, but playing a double off not shot rock is okay. Want to roll this just buried
Really hard.
if you're getting real picky, so the double at least would stay open. Hard for a piece is not what you want to hear.
9-8. Wait, it was close. Just a little wide.
That's a lot of weight to
It's a little
throw
wide,
at
little
that. When she
extra.
said control, I was thinking it looked like a board weight or make sure you stick. Even if you leave a double, at least she's got to make it.
Just too big of a set?
You could make it with that weight. I just think it's a little bit harder. And to me, control 9-8 is pretty hard for control. I would be thinking more like 10.5, but maybe they throw 10 for their control weight.
I mean, weight was close too.
Yeah.
Coach/fifth, Crystal, is it still Crystal Webster back there?
It is, yeah. I think so. She did just get married, but
Still hit it. Nice. Yeah.
So now for Momoa Tabata, intern Chase here. She's taking a little more ice. This one, we'd love to roll buried, but hit and stay and put some pressure back on Team Skrlik. Jerry Lynn says she cranked that, which means she got it started towards the guard. Good read by Jerry Lynn. This is gone, knew it.
She's gonna get away with it, isn't she?
Yeah, go for it, Jer. Hard, Jer. It's got to go all the way back. Hard, hard, hard.
It's gonna be
Keep going,
shot rock.
Keep going. That's okay.
Wow.
Wow, Jerry Lynn doesn't like the flukes. I like her attitude up there. She is angry.
Right here.
It's a competition. It's okay to be aggressive on the ice.
This is drop hang. So, like, yeah. We want
I've
to
always had the motto that I hate everybody that's not on my team, regardless of who they are. After the game, it's a different story.
That's fair.
I used to say it differently, but I won't say it on the air how I say it. It was
not
forget everyone but us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
Top four.
Definitely a
but
bit
if
of
we're
a
to it, let
break
Jer
for
know. She'll
Tabata
follow
there,
the
but
line
it does
for
leave a
it.
freeze opportunity here that could still turn into a force. So not all bad if Kayla can make this one.
What else do you see if we throw this top button?
Yeah, can she see all that yellow?
Oh, yeah. Oh, not, well, the yellow maybe, or the double off the wide one for three.
Or the
might
double
be.
off the wide one for three. Yeah, I think you need to be all the way back. Like, even if you tap it a bit, I think it's better than
Absolutely.
and really short, because the double off the red is definitely going to be there if you're back four. It's a little dicey.
I think the easiest shot might be like the back liner and just bump it back in wide too.
Yeah, you for sure could.
This looks good though. I think you need to go for distance.
Yeah, don't worry about curling it.
We fall in love with line and we leave a double for three.
Good sweep, you guys.
I just need it to be straight and go, but
The double's still too really thick.
It is very thick, but I think it's there.
looks like it is from up here.
I'm just like levering it by accident.
It looks like pretty close to a half rock, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But then on the screen, it looks way flatter than that.
Yeah. From up here, it looks like, yeah, thick half.
I didn't even think about it.
Risk reward, though. Coming off second shot, so if it's not made, it will be a steal.
3 down, though, I think dictates you got to try it.
Oh, for sure. This is.
At the end, and then it was like.
Do you prefer playing these out turn or in turn, Chelsea?
I would throw this with the in turn.
A little more action, right?
Yeah, your shooter just comes off so much hard, like so much more momentum, and when you do have to push that second red rock 4+ feet, so I think the in turn makes it a little bit easier.
Here we go. Final stone, third end, lots of speed. That's not a problem.
Close.
Sounds pretty good. That looks pretty good. Gotta go. Just missed the sweep, and they do get 2, and Jerry Lynn's catching some breaks today. 3-2 lead for Team Skrlik. We'll be back with the fourth end action. Team Skrlik will have last rock.
Didn't even think about the double, actually.
Yeah, we talked about dinner. I was just like, maybe in the rings anywhere I was hit in my mind, buried.
Yeah.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
pushing limits,
seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Welcome back to what's becoming an exciting game here. Back and forth, the old seesaw battle. Almost a double for 3 there, Team Tabata, but makes it for 2. Well thrown, just needed like an 1/8 of an inch thinner on the first one to move it that extra 6 inches. But regardless, we got ourselves a game. And Kayla, interestingly, in the break, after drawing it there, sweeping it there, they're carving it to worry about it getting buried, which wasn't even really that important. Said I didn't even think of the double. But I had thought she talked about it, you know, a shot before. Anyway, up 1 with is a good situation. Got to feel like you got away with one there a little bit, don't you, Chelsea?
I think you do. I mean, to not look at the double or see that is a pretty big error, because all you had to do was throw 3 feet more weight and freeze to the back one, which to me is what the call should have been almost regardless. But got away with it in a sense and only gave up the 2. So a 1-point lead on the hammer. Yeah, I think after that you got to be feeling like you're not like you won the lottery, but like you're in a maybe slightly better situation than you should have been.
Good sweep.
Yeah, you maybe want a free ticket, not the full lotto max.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice part was they're up 3, so still up 1 with, and there's a good come around by Jerry Lynn, and going to see a traditional setup here by the looks of it. Mikoto Nakajima trying to freeze this one right on there. If bump it back to the back of the button would be nice.
You could throw a second guard here, but that first guard is kind of right in the middle, so that makes it a bit tough. I would have been tempted to throw 2 guards. This one has to curl a mile and sit in a hurry.
Yikes.
Sneaky come around the rock in the house, or I'm not sure it's very helpful in this moment.
It's not as useful when you don't have the hammer.
Yeah, it works pretty well when you have the hammer, but not so much when they do.
I want to freeze this one right on. If you could line it up on the back one, that would be pretty good.
It would be very good, yeah.
Jerry Lynn should be close just through this exact shot.
Okay. Line's okay. Okay.
This one looks, you got your second guard, Chelsea.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to be from a red rock, but there is 2 guards. That's being light there, I don't think is that disastrous for Team Skrlik, but you didn't want to be buried if you were light. So if that was a bit more open, if it curled a little bit less, I think it would have been okay, but now you can't use it. And so for Team Tabata, a good opportunity to make a freeze here and at least get your force set up.
And Team Skrlik didn't say a word after that one stopped. The silence is deafening.
Yeah, that's usually not a good sign.
For a chatty team, but it's one of those where she's probably thinking, well, if I'm top 12, if I'm a little short, it's fine. But especially on this ice, you can't think that way. When you are short, it's going to curl. You're always going to hook the guard, and now all of a sudden you're in some trouble. Probably on cleanup duty. Double peel coming here, I would think, from Ashton.
I would think so.
Could get all, everything but the back 12 one moving.
Yeah, if you sent this red back into the mess there, you're probably not unhappy about that.
It's hit about 2/3 or 3/4 of the top one. Oh boy.
Oh dear. Couldn't have worked out any worse.
You couldn't make that shot if you tried.
No. Left 2 guards there too. That's just Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's a good
oh
summary,
boy.
Margot.
We get another guard now. I don't hate it.
I kind of like it.
The other shot, I think, is the in-turn to the button. I don't mind that either. And they're going to play the straight back on the yellow.
Yeah, I think either one is. It's still early enough that I don't mind one guard here and just keep them spread out and hope you get another miss and then wrap it later and put the pressure on a little later in the end. Either one, I think, is an okay call, though. They're looking for the long guard.
So I want this right in front of the yellow guard. Needs the curl, I think. This is too hard, though. This is close to those guards.
This might tap off the red.
Do not line this up to get everything going here. Bump it to hook the other one.
That lined up.
It's just too hard. You might be able to hit it fairly thick, and I think the middle one jams most of the time, though.
Yeah, I agree.
You either got to leave the top one or the middle one here. It would be hard to get them both going, but
If you left the middle one, at least it's your rock.
yeah. But it gets awfully close to nose.
Yeah, yeah, you'd like to not hit it on the nose, but to make it, I think it is too.
Good shot, Ashton.
Yeah, it did spin a little, so that's much, much better.
Go.
I think you're still going to see her throw a guard, but then it's not in the 4-foot shot, Rock, so do you ever, maybe on Margot's first, do you ever just say, okay,
Yeah, just wrap.
maybe we draw, it gets shot that way?
Yeah, I think eventually you do. I don't know if it's yet, but
That's the cat and mouse, right?
Yeah,
When,
exactly.
how long are they going to leave it before they come in and bump that and roll under or something and really have us at least forced?
yeah, if you know she's going to peel it, you like the guard. But
Sure.
if you think she's going to draw, then you might have to draw or bump or something first. But I think I would throw a guard here and take my chances.
And there's no rule that says you can't turn around and say, Kayla, how much longer are you going to peel for? And
Yeah.
just try and get a read, poker style. Do you really have it?
Yeah, exactly. You do see more men's teams than the women's teams, but you do
You
see
think?
that happen every so often.
And it depends on the relationship between the men's or the ladies' teams as well, right? Some people are ex-teammates, former teammates, hang out off the ice a little bit. Certain teams kind of run together, and it's less, not friendly's not the right word, but there is less hanging out amongst teams than there used to be.
Yes, for
That's
sure.
for sure. I cannot remember the last time I was sitting in a situation where I felt like I was in the Portage, what's it called? The bar upstairs at the Portage.
Tavern United.
Yeah, Tavern United. I don't remember the last time I've been in that situation where there's 20 teams and wings and beers and telling half-truths.
Yeah, it's not quite the same as it used to be in that sense, for sure.
Which in a lot of ways is good because it means it's become more and more
Yeah.
professional, and
More serious and that kind of thing, but
we are 0 for the run back. The cleanup crew is, which again is a reason for me to say, okay,
That one was a weird throw. No, she was whoa,
forget this. Let's try something different. But yeah, it's professional commitment, as you know, Chelsea, as well as anybody. But there's not the professional pay or contracts or anything like that.
yeah, that's the part that's less than ideal. We all have to have, not all, I guess. There's some teams that are full-time curlers, but most of us work a regular job on top of trying to do the chase the dreams thing with the curling. It's not easy because it is a full-time job, but you don't get paid for it.
No, and even the full-time players, everybody wants to say, oh, the world, they're professional curlers. It's like, yeah, they are, but guess what they're not? They're not driving Maseratis.
Oh yeah, they're not making.
They're not rich.
They're making enough money to live, but
Yeah.
it's not much more than that.
Same as our Olympic athletes in other sports. I don't know why curling we expect anything different. It's full-time if you're a cross-country skier, but guess what? It's not a career.
No, but you also don't. You don't play at a top level till you're 45.
No.
So you do that early in your life.
Only
and then
idiots do that.
and
Most
then you
people
move
retire
on.
at 44.
Is that the magic number?
I don't know. I was forced into retirement, aged out. This one's finally got some
Oh, there we go.
noise. And that rock's actually a nice spot.
I honestly thought that was gonna go. You like literally.
Did you burn it? She's saying without saying it. Too strong on the brushes. Check the foam.
You would have needed to hit like half a stone on it.
Inspect it.
What year's your foam? That's the latest thing. There's different hardnesses for different years, and
Wait, I'm glad she moved it. Oh my god.
without naming any names, there's some of the hardest foam of hardline out in play this week. But I thought it was for the betterment of the game.
Literally threw like a 7.
Well, then why would anybody choose to use that foam, Chelsea?
Yeah, it's
strange.
We're back into a bit of a mess with the brooms again. We went through this not even, well, I guess pretty much exactly 10 years ago, and now we're back to it.
Tyler George is taking care of it.
Yeah,
He told me it's no problem.
He's fixing the whole issue.
Yeah, not a great time to be, on any of the commissions, I wouldn't think. Probably not super fun. Speaking of full-time hours, no pay, that's what they're doing.
It's my first time on a commission, and I'm on 2,
Uh-oh.
and I can guarantee you it is not a good time to be on a commission.
Chance to lie 3. Don't want to leave any doubles and set up an accidental shot for 2 here late in the end. This one's not moving very fast. Forgot to throw this one, I think.
Yeah, it does look like that.
It's not a great effort there. Tabata will not be happy with herself there, and now she's going to hook the guards too. And
Like we probably want to come here.
yeah, you got to draw here, Kayla.
If we're anywhere back, it's deadly. We could also play that, but
Then they're freezing.
they're
so we're gonna be
freezing our
behind.
drawing.
And then if we
Nope.
do this,
We're not going to be shot.
there won't be shot.
Like it doesn't matter. They're coming around.
Yeah,
all
that's what I was
day.
gonna say anyway. But can you go bit roll? Yeah.
It's just they're playing this anyway. We probably have.
Do we ever roll big? Or?
We can. They're just coming around. I think we bet on it. Throw it firm. Okay, and try to slide it over.
Yes or no, Chelsea, on this call?
I like the draw.
Yeah, me too.
She's got to make a perfect roll for it to be a problem.
Yeah.
I see the concern. Like if you put this, you don't want to leave her a double to be buried, so you're just going to go top 4, and then if she rolls in behind it, you can't get to it. But this is just going to leave her a draw, and you're not any better off. So I'm not not convinced.
If we leave it there, they can use it all day.
You really think they're going to hit and roll on their own rock when you have a kicker over there and you're lying shot rock?
Try to roll under.
If they roll too far or not far enough and leave you a double for 3.
Yeah, that's true. The kicker is.
And she's worried about being back button, but guess what happens if you're back button and they freeze and bump it an inch or 2? You have a double for off of the yellow there for 2. So there's never a never a wrong call. I'm not going to say this is the wrong call. I just don't think that I would play this.
Yeah, I would be throwing the draw.
Okay, that's good. Oh, didn't move at all.
It's a good shot.
Yeah, it works.
Down 1 without. Do you take a chance here? I mean, it's a pretty good chance to put some pressure on, but I think you just nose this and give them a shot for 1, eh, Chelsea?
Yeah, it's tempting to draw around, and I wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's good.
I wouldn't be saying it's the wrong thing to do if she chose to play the draw, but I think you don't need to go quite that. Force plays pretty well here, so I think I'd be playing the hit just to be on the safe side. But there is, with those guards being hooked, there's a lot of room to draw to.
They're talking a lot about it. You don't want to hit and roll to the the side forefoot and leave a nose hit for 2. Nose double with no risk. That would be bad. I like the draw. The ice is so good. You're going to be buried as long as you're in the 8 foot.
Yeah,
it's a force at worst, and if you make it really good, she has to draw the button.
Yeah, I would be tempted to throw the draw as well.
It looks like hit ice to me, though. That's fine too. Just nose it and go to the next end. You'll be down 2 with the hammer. Not a terrible situation. Heading to the second half of the game.
Yeah, this is an either or. I think it's if you felt really good about the draw, then you throw it, and if you, for whatever reason, are wanting to just really be sure of the force, then this is probably the play. So the draw sets up a potential steal. This is a force play. Have to stick it though.
Yeah, they sound worried.
It looks okay.
Good sweep there, and it's in a spot where there's no double for two. I guess, no, there is no double for two.
No, and I think that's why they were so panicked.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to roll halfway, foot in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You roll halfway. If you roll all the way behind the guard, it's fine. But if you roll halfway there, you leave her a double for two.
All right, how's the speed? Do we know it?
I hope so. It's fourth end, and draw to the button. Could be high 14s, mid to high 14s. Probably get a 15 there. Kind of dream speed, really. I don't know about you, Chelsea, but that's kind of the ideal speed for ice, right around 14.5, 6.
Yeah, that would be my preference. If you're getting to 15 plus to the T line, to me that's a little too fast, and usually it's going to be straight. I like 14 and a half. I think is perfect. My personal opinion.
Well, they're a little bit not sure here. Talked about backing. This is cruising.
It's got a curl. It's got a curl for the backing. It's got to be on the nose. Hard curl.
Oh no.
Get there.
Oh. One red. A little controversy there, but the right thing happened. One red, and Team Skrlik takes a 4-2 lead. We'll tell you what happened when we get back for the second half of this game.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casual.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes? Unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms? Lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
pushing limits,
seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
Peace of mind, confidence, and financial independence. At World Financial Group, we believe your path to any of these goals is paved by financial education. That's why our agents spend every day empowering individuals and families of all backgrounds with the knowledge to make choices that fit their goals. No matter your financial goals, WFG can help you own your future. Visit worldfinancialgroup.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the second half action. We did hang a single point for Team Skrlik on the board, and not a controversy, just a little mishap there as Margot was trying to carve it behind the tee line. It is the shooting team's rock until they decide they don't want to sweep it anymore, even when it does get to the tee line. But Team Tabata was trying to sweep it and hold it straight and get it to bounce off, and brooms collided. Worlds were colliding there, as George Costanza would say, and Team Tabata's broom hit Team Skrlik's broom, and then they burnt the rock, but the right thing was done. It was going to be one anyway, but even if it wasn't, it needed to be one after that happened.
Hard, keep going, at least
4-2, and a much bigger game here for Team Tabata. They are at 2-1, and if they win this one, they're going to find themselves in the playoffs. If they lose, they're going to find themselves in their finger crossing mode and see where they end up at 2-2.
That's good,
Team
Jared.
Skrlik is out, but $4,000 per win. That buys a pretty damn nice dinner.
It sure does.
Especially if there's only 4 of you. And nobody out here goes out on the ice and doesn't give it their all. I mean, you can say this game means nothing. You get out there and they're too competitive. At least I am.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, everybody wants to win. You don't want to go over either. That's, there's some pride involved in that. And yeah, $4,000's not anything to sneeze at either. So definitely more important, obviously, for Team Tabata. But Team Skrlik wants to win this game.
I have played in games before, especially in the last couple of years in mixed doubles, where it's like, if we win this game, we're gonna lose money because we got to pay to change our flight, and there's no goddamn money in mixed doubles.
Mine's good.
And it's like, and then you go out and you're like, we're free rolling,
Mine's
and
good.
you win, and then you lose the next one. It's like, now we lost even more money.
Yeah, yeah, that's always the worst.
Genius.
Right here.
So we end up booking like 5 flights, and
Good shot, Jer. 7-1.
good start. Top 8, nice tight guard, and Team Tabata's got to take some chances. Needs, like you said, Chelsea, another crooked number on the board. Single, it's not like if they get 1, they're in huge trouble, but it's not good going to 6 without the hammer down anything.
Yeah, it's not game over if you don't get 2, but your chances of winning go down significantly if you don't.
So I'm doing some math here. We're looking at the standings. We've got 3 teams out, and one of them is quite a big surprise. Team Gim is out, 0-3. Team Constantini, 0-3, and Team Skrlik, 0-3. Everybody else is staying alive. Still singing the song. So we've got a couple big ones out there. Obviously, Holman's out there trying to go to 4-0. Rana's trying to get to 3-1. And then we've got also Team Anderson trying to get to 3-1, and Team Fujisawa trying to stay alive, trying to get to 2-2. So those games, Team Holman's up 3-1. You can flip over and watch on Home Team Live as always. The first and only streaming or anything service to cover every single rock of every single game of an event, I think.
Clean.
All 4 sheets. All the playoffs. We do it all, Chelsea. We are a full-stop curling fan shop. Speaking of which, go to the Grand Slam of Curling app, too. This is close to the guard.
Okay, good.
Oh, what a great sweep.
Great sweep.
I thought it actually touched it.
I
That's
thought
how it's done. Ashton,
it did
big
too.
shot.
It was 12. She threw it great.
And through GSOC app, you can also, if you're in the building, go to the store yourself. The Rock Shop, it's got all sorts of great gear. I'm wearing the hat and another t-shirt today. It literally is awesome stuff. Logo's cool. Support the sport you love. And everything's on the GSOC app, the games, the stats, the standings. That's where the link is to watch and listen to us. Next draw, we'll have 2 games, Chelsea. I believe I'm on the call with Magic Mike.
Magic Mike?
Yeah. What's his name? Channing Tatum?
Channing Tatum, yeah.
Yeah, he looks just like him. A little bit shorter. Curls a lot better, I got to think, though. Mike McEwen.
Yeah, you have that over him, that's for sure.
Maybe that's who we should get. Magic Mike versus Magic Mike, 1-on-1 at the All-Star game.
Yeah. Somebody call Channing Tatum.
Right? Good come around there, and could play that same chase, but that was extremely hard. And being that they're shot and buried, I think this is a good call.
I agree.
The next call for Tabata is probably going to be a draw around to the button, though, and then going to lie first and third. And
Margot! Hard
on the curl right out of her hand.
Don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know what? That's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but she was trying to avoid hitting that center one. But it's hard to make the peel without at least touching it. So at least get rid of it altogether. Don't leave it as a corner guard or something.
Yeah, heads up by Margot there to sweep that one right out of play. So there's no guards. And Team Tabata could hit and lie too, but realizing that's not going to lead to a deuce. It's going to lead to a blank at best. But a blank wouldn't be that bad.
No.
Anyway, I got distracted. I saw a squirrel. And then, of course, this game, Team Tabata needing a win to go to 3-1. Team Laws, Team Ha. One of them's going to 2 and 2. One of them's going to 1 and 3, and it's 4-2 Team Laws. They did give up a steal in the third, though. But they are looking real good here in the fourth early. This might be a situation too good too early. So good you're not going to peel. And
This is quite high. Do you want to play this? Okay. How much do you have?
It's like, huh?
Okay. Control?
Yeah.
Control?
You got it.
I like this call. You could peel, but eventually they're going to hit and roll away, and the deuce is going to be set up. So,
Yeah,
second shot.
Yeah, while you have access to that yellow, I think it's a smart plan to get rid of it.
Oh, it's my bad. Ash, close.
That guard's really long too, so it's not terribly useful. I think that this makes a lot of sense.
Clean. Sorry.
I think the useful
shot,
guards are going to
Margot.
become the red ones in the house.
Yes, agreed.
What was that?
10. It was good.
Good shot there from Margot. She, I imagine, has quite a bit of family here. She's from the Waterloo area, if I'm not mistaken.
Was up doing her PhD up north? That's what John was saying, Colin?
Yeah. Yeah, I think she moved there for curling mostly, but
Lovely.
did do a PhD or a master's, I can't remember, but did spend the last few years in Yellowknife curling with Carrie Galusha.
Moved to NWT for curling. That's kind of like wintering in Winnipeg. I know a guy who does that. Not standard procedure, but... The final ladies draw later today. We'll see Constantini versus Kitazawa. Constantini is out, but Kitazawa needing a win to stay alive. Kitazawa actually needs a win to go to 3-1. Schwaller, Inglis and Schwaller both alive, needing a win. Get to 2-2.
I think that's our feature too, isn't it?
Could be. And then also Tiranzoni playing Kim. 3-0 versus a 2-1. So you're going to see some great games at the end here because the top seeds in the crossover had to play the same seed in another pool. You couldn't pick one of the lower seeds, which if I'm a top seed, I don't love it. As a commentator, it's awesome. There are lots of good games, but it's very advantageous to the lower ranked teams, which kind of goes against competitive sport, but we like to rock the boat.
Yeah.
And then Hasselberg plays Gim. So 3-0 versus 0-3, but Team Gim is not an 0-3 team normally. That's where we're at.
All right. Let's see what happens now.
I know that was my worry that it. But it's good. It's a good shot.
Yeah. Also my worry, but if they ever nosed and rolled off of it, like
I didn't know what else to do, to be honest. So
Yeah.
So in my math, I got lost, Chelsea. How'd we get to here? We made the come around, they peeled the guard?
And these are short runs.
Yeah, exactly. Like
This
we have
is so
to bank
nice.
them.
I need a snack.
You ever just nose the one in the middle?
I would be tempted to, yeah. Doesn't leave much of a double if you do that.
Don't love drawing around it. Yeah, the run double's easy.
Yeah. I'd probably go to the wing before I drew around it. Like you could just draw the open side.
I would agree. They're going to plant this runner, and then you're going to have nowhere to go on your next one, really, is the problem. So
if they plant it, yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, they might not. They've just seen that spot like 3 times.
I mean, I think they're hitting, but they could also throw the corner.
I like nosing it. There's no, I mean, the double's there, but you're never sticking it, so then they're not going to throw
No,
that.
for sure. It's
They probably play the same. They throw the runner and try to plant it,
we're
I
almost
guess.
playing freeze if we do play that. There's this.
We'd love to listen in, but
Yeah.
my Japanese is less than stellar.
Yeah.
Mine as well.
Arigato.
Well, I'm not sure anymore.
What else? What does that even mean? Thank you?
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't trust me.
Konnichiwa. Is
Yeah.
that good morning?
Konnichiwa, yeah, like hi, good morning.
Yeah, that's it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
This
See,
voice
right
in my
the
ear
middle.
that just
That's what we're
knows
like.
everything. Saves me from,
And I thought we could freeze.
fixes my mistakes. Doesn't save me
Or
from them.
play the run.
I think Kampai is
Yeah,
cheers.
no, for sure. If they
I remember learning a few when I was over there, but it's been a long time since I was over there.
if they nose, the fear with Margot's like run is if they nose.
We talked about it before, Chelsea, but just an awesome country. We went there
Like,
for the
so then all of a sudden-
Karazawa event when I played with Team Kui and had an awesome time, and then that's where we got to go to stage before we went to the Olympics in Pyeongchang, and just an incredible venue. You know, awesome hotel. We stayed at Hotel Ottawa No More. It reminded me of the hotel in a good way from The Shining.
Oh, wow.
Just like super traditionally old, felt like you were in the 70s, big hotel. There was almost nobody in it. Checked out the Japanese bath. Went there and almost got kicked out for throwing cold water on each other, but stupid Canadians. I'm sure it was Ben that started it.
That sounds about right.
Probably Pfeiffer, actually. He's the prankster. Anyway, back to the game. They are playing the nose hit. I think this plays for two reasons. One is it keeps the blank alive. And they do lie too.
With no double and stick and a hard double to make, period.
Don't want to roll broom side. Could roll way over on the other side to the side 8, but right on the nose does the trick.
Yeah, I think nose is ideal. Need to hold this straight though. Gonna roll away a little bit. It's not bad. The double's there, but it's pretty thin still.
Very thin. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Like a miss.
I think we have to play it.
Quarter.
Right.
Hard to stick. You're going to spin out a lot. We're going to see a blank
Just right
end or
there.
a deuce here most of the time.
It's a quarter. It's not as thin as you think.
Yeah, really,
Right here.
really hard to stick for sure. But it's
Like,
it
we'll
is
just try
it
to
is a
do
quarter rock. Jerry Lynn saying it's like a miss almost. It's not
Feel?
quite that thin. A quarter gets it.
There.
Kayla known for hitting, drawing. I know she's good at everything, but is there something most players, you know, when you're playing against somebody, you have a scouting report. It's not always right,
thin,
but
but
what's your
there.
scouting report on Kayla, Chelsea?
I think you don't. I think she has a really good chance at making this. She's a.
That's what I thought.
She's a really clutch. I've watched her make crazy angle run backs and stuff for wins. She's one of those glory players that way. So this kind of stuff is right in her wheelhouse.
First skip stone in the fifth end up 2, needing a double. Woe's good unless it's too low and we don't have any contact. Great shot, but that's not the way I thought they'd roll out, but
I agree.
They're going around. I thought they'd take the blank here.
I thought so too.
Okay. They had a plan. That must have been part of the timeout. Okay, if we do this, if they make the double and roll out, we'll go around.
Literally, when I threw it, I thought I was on it. That's why I said yeah. But
You just threw it straight. Like you threw it
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't like that big weight, like in. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you look when you throw a big weight, it's like nice
In.
to the broom, but like
Yeah.
in. It was just.
That's
nice,
'cause I
straight,
have
straight,
to.
Like, yeah.
Like,
I know. Yeah.
it's that or like.
In there.
Yeah.
The first skip stone here. Mo Tabata, intern, probably not too concerned if this is in front of the T line. She pulled the string on this again, I think, Chelsea.
It sure looks. Oh,
I need to be eaten with my first one.
they're dragging it, but they really got to go.
Got to go for everything, as they say, line and weight.
Let me sneak it by, I think.
That's a hell of a sweep. That's not much of a run back, though.
16.
16, so
Wow.
speed matters.
Control. Right here.
That's fist bump worthy. Front
Yeah.
end, they're tapping each other.
Yeah.
Great
We
sweep.
can always
Say
hit,
Makota
high side anywhere.
made that one.
Nose
That
is
looked like a
great.
halfway guard.
The line was perfect. If she had a few feet more weight, then this run back gets a little bit sketchier. This being
Control. It's pretty much your shot.
being this
Yeah,
close,
I
it's
gave
hard
the
to miss
same
the run back, but you're trying to stick both so that there's no blank now. So just throwing that nice control weight.
Hey, that's honestly
Much better
that's
chance
okay.
to
We
stick
just-
your shooter that way.
Final stone for Kayla Skrlik. Really hit and stay anywhere on the broom side. Not a lot of room, but
Ash! Ash! Ashton!
oh no. Did it spin?
Did it stay on? Okay, good.
That isn't Kayla really wanted them to carve it. Jerry Lynn was pretty confident. That's a hell of a line call. If she knew that well.
If you're that precise,
Olé.
I admire it.
So now a force to one, and I think that was going to happen a lot of times by playing that come around, but
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. It was in the sixth end when you maybe don't mind being forced. I like it a lot more. In five, when you'd be happy with a blank, I think I always would have been hitting that.
That's Margot said yeah.
So final stone, open hit for one, needs to hit and stay. Whoa, out of the hand, a little backward motion maybe. I don't think that's a catcher.
No, I don't think it is either, but she's okay.
One on the board for yellow and Team Tabata, and it'll be 4-3. Team Skrlik will have the hammer when we come back for the sixth end right after a quick break.
Nice. Great. Yeah. Really?
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually.
Welcome back to the Sleeman Center in Guelph, Ontario, birthplace of Sleeman beer. Everything's called Sleeman something around here.
I have noticed that.
We are at the WFG Masters Grand Slam of Curling, fourth stop on the Grand Slam of Curling Tour, and the final of the regular 16-team events, the 4 Grand Slams that lead to the event of the year, which is the Players' Championship at the Mattamy Center, former Maple Leaf Gardens, in early April. And that now leads to Chelsea, Nashville. All roads lead to Broadway. Is that what it's called? I think it's called Broadway Street.
Broadway. I think so, yeah.
Neither
of us have ever been. We're not Nashville experts, but I think it's called Broadway.
I've never been to Broadway in New York either. I think Nashville Broadway would be more up my alley.
Yeah, me too.
It's hanging a bit.
Yeah, it should be a really cool event, really exciting, and some celebrities and pro athletes from different sports, and some curlers and a pro-am and all kinds of cool stuff. Plus, it's Nashville. From what I understand, it's a great place to be.
I heard Tiger Woods is coming. Tom Brady's coming. I just heard that because I said it. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, I have now heard that as well.
Tiger's not busy. He can't even hardly walk. There's no way he's curling. So sixth end action here, and pretty simple for Team Tabata. It needs somebody to score here. Would love it if it was them stealing one, and the best way to do that is to throw 2 center guards. Jerry Lynn with I would call that an average come around. Not terrible, but not. It's about 2 feet light, so that's usable as a guard.
But at least it's open, so it's if they did come around it, at least you could tap it. If you're going to be light, you want to not be buried, and so at least that came out of it. But yeah, they would have liked that deeper.
2 real good center guards there, lined up nice, both touching the center line. Dakota did her job this end, giving her teammates a chance here, and Jerry Lynn wants this full 4, dead buried.
Line's good.
See if the intern side is any different speed-wise. Sometimes the wall side, closer to the fans, temperature's a little bit different, can get a little bit frosty, but in the morning I don't know that that's the case.
This one needs to curl and sit in a hurry. 4-3 would be 14-3, and they were probably looking for more like a 15.
So sweeping to slow that one down, right? Am I accurate?
That's not bad,
and bury it, I think, yeah.
So they're okay when they do it, but when Tabata does it, that's not allowed.
The side's nicer, maybe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Curlers, our motto, self-serving till we die. Not a great spot there, and this is a really good setup. If I'm Team Tabata, it's like, okay, we're going to probably have to steal or get a 3 to win this game. I don't see a much better situation than this coming, so this might be where I take my stand, so to speak.
Yeah, I think you're kind of all in on a steal here now, just because, to your point, like those 2 guards are nearly perfect, and Jerry Lynn's are unfortunately for Team Skrlik, far from perfect, and so you've got lots of room to get in here and be completely buried. The only salvation for Team Skrlik right now is that top red is fairly open. This one needs to curl and sit as well, though.
It's going to be shot. Frozen, okay.
Yeah, it's cheating for sure, but...
Not ideal, but it looked like they were playing the freeze.
Let's
like,
try this. If you just get the one, it's okay. Peel.
just get the one. They're going to go to the button. They may throw another guard, but they're probably going to go to the button, and then you're going to have to make that yellow-red combo. And that's why that needed to be on the button, hey, Chelsea? Then they could just keep guarding. Whoa, let it go.
Clean. Clean.
Hogline is just a guide. For some, it's a trigger. When I go by it, that tells me I should start my release.
It's a visual cue to get it started.
Yeah.
That was like insanely. She pretty much would have had to nose it, I think. I was like, yeah. We should get an easier one, I hope. Otherwise, it's just a 4-foot draw with backing right now, so. Yeah.
There it is. There's the analysis.
Yeah, she's doing our job for us.
Yeah.
I love when they do that.
I almost should have got you guys to sweep it like all the way to the back 12 so that one would count. But yeah.
So Kayla is right, I think. The odds are, can't make the high guard any better than it was. This one's not as good. It's closer. It's still pretty good.
When she called the double peel, I was a little bit surprised because it was nearly an impossible double peel, and I think you have to make sure you get one. If you just miss it and leave your shooter there, it's bad. Like, they missed it by enough that it ended up being okay, but I think I would have just played a straight peel in that situation.
The only thing I don't agree with Kayla about is I'd be very surprised if they let you just draw to the backing for one. Like on her.
No, she's going to go around again at some point.
Absolutely, they're going to the button, and you're going to have one chance to make that yellow-red into the one in the 4-foot that they're going to put there later. I think if you're confident in throwing this guard, you're going to throw at least one more.
Similar.
And if I'm Team Skrlik here, I'm talking to Margot. When do you want to draw? Because it's going to be on one of yours. Do you want to do it now? I don't think so, but on your next one, you ready to put this one full 4 for us?
Yeah, I think I'd peel one more, but I think on Margot's last, I'd be looking at the draw for sure.
So, and if that's what you think, then if you're Team Tabata, you think, okay, if that's what they're going to do, maybe we only throw one more. They still only get one chance at that run back.
For sure.
Because if it's missed, you can throw a better guard, a higher guard, or you can corner freeze on the red, and then there is no run back. Little angle there.
Kill this one, hey?
Yeah, that's not a bad option.
Yeah, I think that's the call. That is by far the more dangerous guard of the two. That long one, without this tight one there, the long one's not terribly useful, and plus then your red is completely wide open to use for a tap or a run back.
What are you going to do next if you're Team Tabata?
I don't know.
I'm going to give Margot this peel. She's going to make this.
Yeah, clean.
No problem.
Just clean. Good shot, Margot.
I'd like to throw another guard, but I don't think you can because I don't think she's going to peel it. So do you ever go around with the in turn and try to tuck just an edge behind that red, but by like half a rock, and make her play the little run, but then you still have the whole 4-foot for your next one?
Good for sure. I know I said I was all in, but we've screwed this situation up, so I might hit that red.
Yeah, you could hit the top red too.
And roll under the guard, and then that's my new double centers to force now.
Yeah,
a very strong one.
I don't mind that either. I think those are your two options.
Like if one's having a bad
You could
game
draw right to the back, freeze on your yellow. That's definitely plays. She is hitting it.
Oh my goodness.
Needs to stay in the rings here. Okay, lies.
Was it rolling?
Yeah. 2, I think.
Yeah.
No double.
Yeah, it ended up not bad.
Or we just rip.
I wouldn't peel that guard. It's not very useful.
I wouldn't either.
Shot in the back. We could just peel.
She says they're second in the back.
And like if we're gonna stay open, I didn't
Did she
like
look at it?
Yeah.
The overhead would suggest
It didn't look
otherwise.
that close, did it?
No,
I mean,
it looks yellow to me.
I don't drink coffee and it's morning, so I'm not really firing on all cylinders, but
I only had a little coffee, but it looked yellow to me.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Chelsea's now wondering what's in my coffee cup.
Yeah.
It's a green tea, Chelsea. I'm taking care of my instrument.
Oh, look at you. How responsible of you.
No, I just woke up with a sore throat. Too much talking.
Too much talking, yeah.
Too many nights in a dry hotel room.
Good shot, Margot.
I come from Winnipeg to Guelph, and my lips are messed up, my skin's dry, and my throat's sore. It's like, what? I thought it was supposed to be humid Ontario. What do we do now?
No, just like.
I don't like peeling that one on the last one, if I didn't make that clear. That was a useless guard.
I
It's
agree.
like such a strange little tweaky in my sciatica.
Yeah, I might try to go, like, yeah, you could go there. You could also try to tuck a little bit around, sort of just above the tee line, kind of edge to edge on both, a little bit of a Christmas tree kind of situation.
Leave the triple jam if they try the double.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't hate that.
Whatever they think they see over there.
I don't hate a tight center guard.
I don't either. I actually quite like a tight center guard.
She's going to run it into the side one, and if it gets a little cheeky and kind of runs into the inside of it and rolls to the forefoot.
Yeah, exactly. And even if she makes it, then you go top house, and it's still a force. She's gonna draw. So I like a tight guard. I think.
Do you think like that she was playing a bad game?
The best outcome here, I think, well, the best is tight guard, and they jam it and roll it to the forefoot, but without catching a big break. And there's the overhead again, and actually that is a bad overhead, yeah, so that might be red. I don't think that changes a whole bunch.
No, I don't think it does.
Yeah, well, you have to be.
I would love to make her throw against three. We've got her forced here. So how do we do that? I think you throw a tight center. She can't really leave it.
No, I think she peels it. I hope she doesn't kill the side one, but even if she does, it should still be a force.
Yeah, if she makes the double on the side one, you just draw one back over there where there's no double and she has to throw against two.
Yep.
And if she doesn't make it, then you come down and maybe hit and roll on the back one, get them both going there, and she has to draw forefoot. I know she'll probably make it, but it's against three.
But you at least put some pressure on her.
I'm doing French. What do you think? That's what they say, right?
They're having a time out there. What's in their coffee cup?
That's what they say. Yeah.
That's what they. I don't know who they is, but that's what they say on Facebook sometimes in the comments of the Grand Slam of curling. What is it like?
I think they did come up with the guard here. It needs to be tight. Like it has to be usable.
Yeah, even if you bit top 12, that would be okay. You just don't want to leave this one long where it was before, where you just can't really come around it and be safe.
Got to go here. Got to get this to the World Financial Group logo, which I think they're going to do.
What do you like?
They're good distance sweepers.
Yeah, they sure are.
From up here, anyway. She is going to draw, eh? This is the only way you really get in trouble.
No.
You don't hit and roll on the side one, especially if it's third shot.
It's also the only way you get two, but I think I'd be more concerned about making sure
Top four, it's not bad, right?
I could score.
They have to tap.
You get 1 and 6 here, you're pretty happy.
Here. Gosh, I feel like it's
Even if you give up 2 and 7, you're tied coming home with.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That's the girls.
Yeah.
I guess she's really confident she can make this, which is fine. This is the best shot if you make it.
Yeah, and it does give you the potential for 2 points then, but it's for sure the riskiest shot as well.
All right. Top 4.
Can't be top 8. Can't be behind the button. Really can't be behind the button.
Yeah, that would be the
3
worst.
feet heavier. Okay.
3 feet heavier.
Okay. Sounds good.
Here we go. Kayla Skrlik, skip of the Alberta-based rink. Drawing the top forefoot with her first and 6 with a 1-point lead and last rock. Out of her hands now. Pressure's all on the sweepers. See if Ashton and Margot can put this where they want. Knife already.
Oh dear.
Is that for speed or line?
I think speed. Well, both, because you're trying to get it to the back one, because that's your, if it's heavy. At least if you get it over to the back one, it'll be playable.
Don't leave it back button, please.
Sorry.
Well,
It was all mad.
if I was Tabata, that's where I would have wanted it.
Yep.
Holy. I just need it to slow down enough that 4-5 is just what I play. Like, I've only,
That's one theory. You wait for draw weight to come to you. Right? We used to bug Saville if he was having a game, or any of us were having a game on the old Team Howard, and just consistently heavy. Just Just wait for it. It'll slow down eventually.
Yeah, once it starts
Draw
to
weight
fudge,
will come
you'll
to you, buddy.
Yeah, you'll have it dialed.
Yeah. Or show them where you live. Back 8. But this is a dream chance here. I mean, a very precise draw. Has to draw the pin, but if she does,
Because I was like, when I threw, they thought back 8, and then
should
3-9.
be a steal. That did come down,
Obviously,
though.
It really
through the
did.
rings. Luckily, we burnt it.
Momoa Tabata here has struggled a little bit with draw weight on the light side.
Yeah, and this being the heavier side of the sheet, so she's going to have to make a significant adjustment here.
The line's fine. I don't know why everybody's switching. Oh, no, she's just switching sides all over. Line's perfect. Just don't oversweep this. I think they overswept it.
They overswept it too.
Oh, nightmare.
Oh, boy.
Way overswept it.
That would have been perfect if they just...
Two shot.
I think if no one touched it at all, it would have been a perfect shot.
Just clean and don't fall on it. Unforced error there. And
I'll throw the same way.
sometimes us front enders make mistakes, Chelsea. Almost never.
It's rarity.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think Skrlik is shot, but you're still hitting that yellow one. Back line or heavy draw is the easiest shot, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Taking the ice just for the draw, though.
We'll still play down to the yellow just so that we don't move it. Yeah.
Same ice, same weight. They swept her first one to curl,
So I
plus
can't
now
really throw
3
the
rocks
same,
down the path.
okay,
You have to
or-
think this is going to be a tiny bit faster and straighter.
I would probably take less ice than this and throw just back line, but
Yeah, well, for sure you could.
whatever you do, you got to get the speed right.
Yeah.
Take the wide ice. You got to just throw the draw and let the sweepers bring it home. Final rock here for Team Skrlik. A deuce here would go a long way in getting them $4,000 in their jeans.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Line's good for the bump.
Room.
No trouble here. That's always going to curl that much.
Curl.
Yeah, I think it's
Clean.
fine.
Clean.
Pretty good.
Clean.
Yeah, never off, I think. Just nice clean.
Skipper's deuce. 2 points on the board for Team Skrlik. They'll take a 6-3 lead. We'll be back for 7th end action right after a quick break.
Oh, right.
Good sweep, you guys.
I guess we're over there.
Good. Good shots.
Yeah.
4-6. Yeah.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared. I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
Intern. Yeah, we haven't played. No, only my shot.
I just need to give you guys more release. I'll release on my first one, and then my second one just normal, because I'm over curling my first. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that 4-5 was like to the T line, like that makes me feel less insane, to be honest. But it's like good stuff now. Okay, top 4.
Welcome back inside for 7th end action.
You
If you're in the Guelph area, there are still tickets available. There was a glitch on Ticketmaster that said it was sold out, which
Try
is...
to get it at least full 4.
We've heard that story a lot this year, and most of the time it's been true with the Grand Slam of curling since the curling group took over, and we went to some real awesome venues early. Charlottetown knocked everybody's socks off.
Keep going. Great.
We went to Nisku in Alberta, just outside Edmonton. Again, a fantastic crowd and event. And then we had the granddaddy of them all in St. John's, Rockin' Kitchen Party. And here we are in Guelph, Ontario, 4th stop. And we're here at the WFG Masters. Going to crown a female and male championship team on Sunday. First, you got to get yourself a chip and a chair in the playoffs. And to do that, you got to get to 3 wins or 2 wins with a good shootout and a little bit of luck on your side. But you can't go to 3 losses. And that is what Team Tabata is staring in the face right now. Or, no, I'm wrong. They're at 2-1. They can't get to 3 losses.
Nope.
So they have a chance, but they'd still really rather at least get 2 points here and maybe steal the extra. A 3 would really be nice. Need a couple corner guards to get that done. And on the other hand, Team Skrlik looking for their first win, just wants to fill up the rings. And what do you think of the game so far, Chelsea?
You can go. Make sure
I think both teams have had some opportunities that they maybe haven't taken full advantage of. So then in a game like that, it just becomes who can do it slightly more often. And Kayla Skrlik opening the door with her first one in the last end, going a little bit deep, and then unfortunately for Team Tabata did the same thing and just overswept that and bounced it off. If you ever could have locked that on, it's probably a steal point, and we're looking at a completely different game. So just missed opportunities here and there, I think.
Yeah, it would have been 4-4 if she makes that perfect freeze, and I don't think Kayla would have had a shot. Instead, it's a 3-point lead, so that's a big swing. But with the 5-rock rule, 2 ends to go, you need to make 8 shots in a row here, and if they do, as always with the hammer, if you make 8 good shots in a row, you almost always get 2, and then if the other team makes a mistake, 3 is very, very doable.
Perfectly placed rocks there by Jerry Lynn Ramsey. So we've talked all week about what the right strategy is here, or what the consensus is for what to do with this 5th rock, and we never really came to one. But with the rocks as perfect as that, I think I would be throwing this tight guard, which is what they're doing.
And part of it depends on who you're playing. Are they really good at that run back? And if they are, I don't know if it's a good result. Like a lot of times, you know, if you're playing against Bobby Lammy or Brett Gallant, they're going to make this more than they're going to miss it. And you're going to be looking at 3 guards and really nothing in the rings. And it's...
Yeah, and I think that's why you see men's teams more often not throw the guard and women's teams more often throw the guard, is just the precision with which the men will make this triple and the percentage of times that they'll make it compared to the women's side. But yeah, I think a lot of the men's teams you'd see choke off one of those corner guards.
So not playing the runner, this is a good call. A little chip and roll behind the corner guard, super difficult. But if this gets buried and opens up the 1-2 in the middle, a bit of a 2-for-1 special, open them up and roll buried. Gotta sweep that though, that's curling.
It's close.
You really gotta sweep this. This is almost on the nose. I like that though. Pushes the red one kind of behind the corner.
Yeah.
Rolls for another corner. Hard to peel.
Yeah, that's a really good result.
This isn't in. We'll try to clear that too.
Kayla knows that red one behind the corner guard's not her friend. Ashton Skrlik throwing the second stones and just being asked for probably about a 1/3 of a rock, peel, and get that other red one in the rings and spin out.
Yep. It's okay, I called the audible.
Oh, sneaky.
Good, Ashton. Nice.
All right, that was not the call.
It was just
Kayla changed it right out of her hand. She just set it a bit and it was never going to get there, so she didn't want to just feather tick that top one. So really good audible there by Kayla Skrlik.
What are you getting for splits?
I'm still getting like 30s.
I'm like adding a bit more though. I feel like I am shooting.
Need this one made. This is your second point and potentially
Still pretty good this
things go
time.
really well. Third, oh, we got triple sweeps here.
Yeah.
Line looks pretty good, Chelsea.
Yeah, line's really close. I think they got a good one. Like it to curl a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, carve that in there. That's pretty nice. Hard to chase that one. Probably just gonna peel for now. And then what's gonna happen next, Chelsea? Tell me the future.
Well, she makes the peel. I guess you could throw the guard back, but I think it almost might be getting a little bit late for that. You could hit this top red. I wouldn't be worried about making the double. You could just hit and roll behind the other corner on the other side maybe and keep them a little bit spread out. You could also maybe tap those two and make a little pocket. I would just be worried about leaving your shooter in a place where there's a double.
Yeah, I like that same shot they played on the guard. If you chip the top 8 one in behind your other yellow one and roll behind the corner guard, that would be a 5 out of 4.
Yeah, quiet wait. If you ever could tickle the one on the top of the button, that'd be a bonus.
I think think you mostly just mentally played to the tolerance. And then I also played for it. Yeah.
Going through the options, could guard that one more, but I don't. You want to try and use that other corner guard. You could just play the double in the middle and roll behind that corner guard.
You could, yeah.
I like that chip just because they've already seen it too, like a heavy, just a light hack and hit like a quarter of it. Just through the rings. Roll your shooter buried over towards the G or the T line behind the yellow corner guard and put that other red kind of behind your yellow right there.
Yeah, that's the nice part about it, is it almost, if you're making it, you're automatically going to scoot that red over behind your yellow, and it's just more backing. It makes it even harder to make a play on that yellow, and then you're buried over here behind the corner guard. Now Kayla Skrlik has to think about it.
Especially because they've already seen it. They already played it once.
Yeah, it's a hard shot, but they just made it. So like they know how to do it. I would be more hesitant if that wasn't true, but we just watched them make it pretty much perfectly.
I haven't been drawing anything, Chelsea.
Come on.
Well, yesterday I had to put the pen down because I was just clicking it and flipping it, and I thought I was going to lose it.
Sounds like saying baguette every time. Baguette! Baguette!
Baguette. All right. So they did not stick with what we said, but maybe playing the crossface hit and roll and then roll it off that one behind the yellow also works.
Yeah, that works, yeah. Needs to curl for that, though. Don't want to leave this right on the nose, because then they're going to have a double on the yellows. Well, it's hard not to jam that double, I guess.
That's going to jam a lot.
Yeah.
Probably that. Control.
Just hit and lie second and third. There will be a double, but pretty comfortable here. It's not looking like three's very likely at the moment.
Even two's looking a bit tough. If you hit this on the nose and she makes a double, they're pretty close together. You can probably make a reasonably routine double back, and then I guess you try to loop around the guard, but they're running out of rocks here to create their multiple points.
Hard. Good.
Nice sweep. Good.
Just, that was all slide, truly.
Split that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not the kind of shot you like to play, but I think you have to.
She also definitely just played for the top.
Freeze one over here.
Yeah.
That would be pretty good, but then they can hit and roll over towards it, so discard that.
Really good.
Chip this one here and roll your shooter over here. Oh, that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
What else could you do here?
All
could just draw around here.
Yeah, you could. If the guard wasn't on that side, and you could go around it with the in-turn, I would really like it, but
it's absurd.
You could also just draw here.
Like Sarah looks
second
short.
shot.
I don't mind that either.
And
what are they going to do, actually? That's what I like. Found it. Takes me a minute. What are they going to do next? Are they going to hit this one, like in the middle?
Yeah, they probably hit and kind of roll in front, and then if you make the double, you're not second, is the only problem.
But if they don't make it perfect and I go in here again, like we're looking to put some pressure on them.
Yeah.
I think that's the play.
Straight draw around the corner.
This is really hard. I know this is great if you chip this here to frozen and you roll your shooter over in here. That's probably the best shot. You can lie two, maybe. Probably,
yeah.
We're going to get iced out here in the last one, too.
But it's super, super precise, and I come around the corners pretty easy.
Yep.
I think she's going over here.
Yeah, I think she's freezing on the side there.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see Kayla play this hit and have her shooter come over and hopefully stick on there and kill this one, and that'll be that.
Try to roll. Get second, but if we can't, then no big deal.
She might just hit and roll in front of shot rock.
Which isn't a bad play either.
Just like that.
Down to, we're thirds last here. Seventh end. Couple quick updates. Team Laws 6-4 with the hammer playing 6 over Team Ha. Both of which are 1 and 2. One team's going to be in the mix somehow. The other one's not. Then 2-2 going to 3-2. for Einarson going to 7. They blanked 5 and got forced in 6. I don't know if they had to take one or if that was just how the end went. And then Team Homan's up 4-2 with Team Rana has hammer in 6. So we got some tight matches this morning. This looks pretty close, but needs to curl. Really needs to curl. Pretty good effort, no
You can
double.
almost get second shot off of this one, right? Like, just a little flop. I'll throw firm.
You could just nose it.
I'd even throw heel at it.
It's starting to look like
to jam, we'd need to hit here.
if there was a blank and I'm Team Tabata, I would get after it.
Yeah, it's not shaping up great for a multiple point score.
Heel?
She's trying to roll in a little bit, so if she does hit and roll in like right to here, she clips that one out. There's going to be that would end up here. That would be a red one though. And then there'd be a crotch double to lie 2.
Throw heel, get rid of them both.
I think nose is better.
Exactly, yeah, we'll have an open hit.
Kayla Skrlik's first and 7 here and looking for their first victory of the week.
Whoa.
Bringing the heat on this one.
Ash!
Yeah.
Ash! Ash! Roll! Roll!
Yeah, I don't think that's very good. Oh, rolled
Rolled to a
far
pretty good
enough.
place, yeah.
That's a tough double and stay.
Yeah, you could just hit it and stay frozen though. Like flop half a rock.
What's better here, Chelsea? Getting 2 or blanking?
Don't know.
Neither are good, eh?
No, neither are good.
Truly, I
Getting
hit the outside
forced
of the
is the
rock,
worst.
and it just went with heel. That's like when they were throwing board, I'm like,
That double's
they hit
almost
this
impossible to
literally
stick.
finish.
Yeah, I don't think you can throw the double. I think you got to just roll on top of it. Kayla's probably going to hit the top one and you take your 2. Or if you are good with the blank, then you throw the double and you're going to lose the shooter, and then she hits that one and you
We'll hit
take
the
your
open
blank
one,
that way.
Go awry. No, she's trying to hit and flop. Yeah. I think.
Quick turn, control weight, hit and roll a rock right on the corner, and then probably going to see a deuce. This is curling, though. This is almost on the top.
That's really close to the yellow.
They deserve to freaking crash on that yellow.
Nobody deserves anything, Jerry. It just happens or it doesn't.
Does it get all 3? This double?
Yeah, it's actually not a terrible spot.
Yeah, because it's going to touch that. But if you throw it hard enough, you might be able to get all 3.
We can't play
I guess
that.
worst case, as long as you only jam 1, you're not that upset. But if you ever double jammed it, which I'm not sure is possible, but it might be.
Yeah. Time out.
Time out. You got 11 minutes left. Really want Crystal's opinion on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would hate to jam. But also
This is
hate
going to be a
to
deuce a lot of times because if you hit the middle one, you know you can't tick the top one, so you're going to play it defensive.
Yeah.
What do you play here, Chelsea? You ever hit and roll in the top one in front of the red? Red's
Yeah,
still shot.
I think that's what I would lean towards.
The rocks aren't active. That's the problem.
She
So then
keeps
if we
saying that, but
flash
she's
this,
the
it's
only
for
one in the
sure
event that
jamming,
says
but-
that.
Yeah, they've looked pretty lively
No,
to me.
yeah.
They're super lively.
No, it's definitely gonna roll like to a double. Just the peel, smash, get rid of them all, or just roll probably.
You could have a roll to cover just the inside
Yeah.
edge of that red. It would be really good because then the double's hard to stick, but the chase is hard too.
Yeah.
I'm scared it jams, yeah, because it's just a little too high. This is too.
Yeah. No.
It's going to hit that red pretty hard.
Yeah.
I really don't think.
Control.
I really don't think you can jam them both.
Don't play it cute, Jer. Like we can roll it to here.
Yeah, I think it's pretty hard
Ideally,
to
just
double
to
jam
here,
it. If you're hitting
but
it that thin
not
on the
sure.
first
Yeah,
one, then I
if
think the
it's-
second one
edge under?
would go.
Yeah, that's why like control, we're going to be definitely rolling.
It's pretty
I
hard to
wanna
even
play
jam
control.
that top one, even on the first yellow. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. It's
Exactly.
pretty thin.
But also, is it worth it? Like you don't need to make. It would be different if the score was different. But with a 3-point lead, that's the only way you give them 3, I think. Rather than if you hit, as long as you kill one of these, make sure you kill one and give them the 2, and then take your 1 up with coming home.
Control, yeah.
Don't look now, but Team Homan gave up 3 and 6. Don't leave us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that one's also on Home Team Live, and I might have to fire another coach. Team Homan called a timeout. Jennifer Jones comes out, and I didn't see what happened, what they played, or what they called, but they gave up 3.
You're leveling up, not only firing a coach, but firing your wife now.
I've got to be unbiased,
Clean.
honest.
Whoa.
No, I didn't see what happened or if they were even in trouble.
Yeah, I
but
didn't either.
Whoa.
Looks really good.
Whoa. Roll.
Oh, that's
Okay, that's pretty good.
almost perfect.
Almost
Just
perfect, yeah.
there is a double for 2, but it's a little tricky.
Yeah, they rolled a tiny bit too far, but still makes it difficult. You got to hit this on the inside to make it, and you got to still stick your shooter. So that rolled
Good.
It was really coming
maybe a
off.
third
It's
of a
like,
rock
oh,
less. It would have been
goodness.
perfect.
Yeah.
Probably not even.
Never
quarter
knife.
rock.
No.
Never.
No,
Like
never. I was
literally,
like,
unless we're
well,
flashing
and
the
like,
rock.
Well, I
never
know,
knife.
and like sometimes when we say like just like well we're clean, it goes immediately curl, and then I get
Yeah. Never knife. That was never. I was just like whoa, to make the shot, but never knife.
Exactly.
Like,
And
yeah.
like sometimes when we go whoa, it's immediately whoop.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And I'm like center line eat.
We just overrolled it a hair too.
Intern double.
Quite lively.
Final stone, 7th end. We've got Momoa Tabata with an intern, firm weight, hit and stay. Anywhere on center line side, you should get 2, but this is curling. No trouble. Nice deuce, and we've got a 6-5 Team Skrlik lead. Team Skrlik will have the hammer for the last, well, hopefully, not hopefully last, but maybe last end
Sorry.
of the game. And we'll bring you all the live action when we get back right after a quick break.
Good. That's the best we could really do. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, keep it open.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
Every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance.
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
when victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
We're underway in the 8th end. Scheduled for 8. Might go 9. Could go 10. Haven't seen a 10-end or 8-end game in a while, but it can happen.
I've been there twice, actually.
Looking like a draw.
Good start there. Nakajima gets that one, not just the right depth, but also on the center line, so cannot be ticked. So Jerry Lynn's had a little bit of trouble with getting these right in the forefoot. See if she can dial this one in when her team needs her most.
Felt like lots.
Okay.
Curling now.
Line's good. We can knife it.
This side is a little bit slower than the other side, so sometimes that can get in your head a little bit too.
At 4. Knife. Knife. Keep going.
Behind the tee lines,
Knife.
no bueno.
Knife. Take it past the
Sweep
center
this
line.
straight.
Hard.
Okay, at least it's not behind the guard, but not exactly what the doctor ordered. And see if Makota can get another guard on the center line, nice and high. We'll have the men's draw for you at 11:30 because we are the best in the biz. We bring you all, and I say we, it's Home Team Live.
We just show up and talk about curling.
Yeah.
Especially Kayla's 14-5 to the tee line.
Every shot, all week, every week.
Top 4.
Absolutely free of charge this year. We can't do that forever. That's craziness.
That is craziness.
That's one of the things that we as a curling community need to learn, that our product has a value. I think for far too long, like even our daughter, somebody called and said, does Bella want to curl again? And Bella's 12, loves curling. She can play the second half of the season from now till whatever that is in Winnipeg. What's July? Is that when curling ends in Winnipeg?
Yeah, probably.
End of March, early April, whatever it is. And we're like, okay, yeah, sure, she'll like to play. How much is it?
As far as you can take it.
$75.
Okay.
Once a week for like 12 weeks, $75. It's like if that was gymnastics, you just add a zero and it's the same.
Yeah.
That might not even be enough.
No, it is crazy, and it's the same with, players making appearances and things like that. We always just did it out of the goodness of our hearts, but there is a value to that, and when you're trying to make ends meet and we're not getting paid for what we're doing and everybody's working another job, I mean, that's something that should be compensated, and the community isn't the best at realizing that it's reasonable to charge for a service like this with every sheet, every rock, great camera angles, great video quality, all that kind of stuff. There's a cost to doing it. And it should be a charge, but wanting to get the feet under them and make sure the product is of a certain quality and stuff is just also a really classy move by the curling group. So awesome that it's free right now, but I can't imagine it'll stay that way.
No way. It is a business.
Nor should it, yeah.
So another mistake by Jerry-Lynn Ramsey coming up short, and we've got 3 center guards and 1 top 4. And I just can't believe that Tanner and the team from Home Team Live, they're doing this for free. Like, you guys are the best. Not even getting paid, right? No. You get a Gatorade and a bag of chips a day, I heard. And sometimes, yeah, that's only for good performance.
It's like a reward.
Trying for the double peel here. Ashton needs to hit the yellow, red. Oh, that worked out pretty good. Not sure that's exactly how they dreamt it up, but threw it hard and got it close, and still some work to do, but that's much, much better.
Great shot.
But that's what the curling group is doing, building value, building a brand, building the athletes, the products, everything we do. Speaking of which, there's Rachel holding up her Grand Slam of Karaoke belt, which is awesome. That will be up for grabs tomorrow night at the Delta in Guelph. It's not just in the lobby, it's in like the conference center somewhere. I haven't checked it out, but the venues for that this year have been awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and there is, if you're planning to come to the game and you want to come to the GSOK afterwards, there will be shuttles running back and forth between the arena and the Delta.
Good call, professional, not surprising, and good center guard there. Do you take on the red-yellow double here, or do you just peel the yellow?
I think I would probably just peel the yellow.
Straight peel this.
Kayla agrees.
Peel.
And I heard, Chelsea, that you are the best karaoke singer, but like the high jumpers at the Olympics, you're just passing the first few because these are below you, letting everybody get up to your level.
No, see, I would be good at the one where you don't actually have to sing. I know I have a weird talent for knowing the words to everything, but I have no singing voice whatsoever, which is a problem with karaoke.
So you got half of it. This is thick. Like really thick.
Oh, well, at least the back one didn't stuff, but that's unfortunate result there for Ashton Skrlik.
Oof. No more karaoke talk. This is getting dicey.
Yeah. Just pay attention to the game here. Game on now.
Right to the button, in turn or out turn, does not matter. And then Margot's going to have to play not a peel, a run back.
Is there a hole there? There might be.
I don't know. They're looking at it closely. Doesn't quite look like it from here, but we're on the side.
Yeah, it doesn't, but it's hard to tell from here.
There's a good angle, and I would say there is, but it's not like a peel weight hole.
No, and it's also not where that rock is. It's
not
gonna
hit it.
It's not gonna help you. Yeah, you probably miss it because you got to throw it with quieter weight to get through that hole. So not a concern, I wouldn't think at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it either. But I'm not on the ice.
We don't have to worry about much up here, other than it ends with no guards.
Yeah, that's a worry. Team Ha not going away. Stealing 1 in 6. And they are only down 1 playing 7 against Team Laws, and that is battle for their lives. One team's going to go to 2 and 2, the other one to 1 and 3. So that's right next door. So I think they've called a timeout again here, and this is a serious question. If we can hear them, where do I put up my Google Translate and microphone on my phone to hear what they're saying? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I think you can. I don't know how to do it, but
I don't know how to do anything with social media or anything really, but just had a picture of somebody very cozy in the stands there.
Yeah. Some kind of...
That's the kind of stuff that Skylar brings to the game. She always has a blanket and her iPad and stuff.
Yeah.
Not really. She's 8, but not really into the games yet. So what are the options? They talked about throwing a guard kind of on the center line. The My challenge with that is if you just throw it in between the two reds, they're really, really close together.
Yeah, I just think you're making double peels easier, and if the hole is as tough and as, like, I just don't think it's all that beneficial, then why throw another guard? You're just going to make the double peels simpler.
And if they do decide that going through the hole is something they can't leave, I think you want to go in turn around the top guard, like kind of to tight, and fill the hole that way.
I agree.
I still like going to the button and saying, okay, try the hole. If you just feather tick one, you might lose this end, not go to an extra.
Yeah, I think if, like, my first thought was to throw the out turn around to the button, but that's the only way that going through the hole might help you, because you're going to get to the low side of this yellow when you do it. So if you went with the in turn and left it not open, but left it on the left-hand side of that one as we look at it, then the hole is for sure useless to get to the back one. I think if it's me, I'm throwing a draw in there regardless. It's just a matter of placement and which turn you're playing it with.
Yeah, I'm going in for sure, and I think that's where they ended up.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
Out turn to the button, first, third stone, lots of opportunity here. Far from decided. Miku Nihira. I don't think they have to worry. We've seen both teams worry about line here, and if the weight is right, this will always curl enough. Like, it would have to be really wide to stay open.
Yeah, they get a little too worried and then they carve it, and then on this side, with that being just a tiny bit slower, it's killing it. But this one has too much speed. Well, it's trying to come down.
Did come down, and that's mostly buried, and so don't put it out in the universe, Brent. I'll tell you after what can happen here. Double peel on the reds. Whatever. I don't have a horse in the race here. If you jam this on the red one, it's going to be turned into a perfect center guard. Big shot for Margot here. See if she can bail out her front end here. They've got him in a little bit of trouble. This is across the top. Might be perfect. And get the one on the button. Hello. Fantastic shot from Margot Fleming, and just quietly walks off onto the side. I'd like to change that about curlers too. Fist pump, smash your broom. Tell your front end you're welcome.
Nice one, Marks.
So really simplifies the end, but not out of the woods yet. Team Tabata needs a center guard here. Needs to be a usable center guard. Right on the W in World Financial Group, something like that. Dead buried. The one top 8. Don't want it too tight where the double would be possible, but you might want to tempt them, Chelsea.
Yeah, I think
that's pretty perfect. I think I said on the W in World Financial Group.
Nailed it.
Now it just says Earled Financial Group because it's covering the W.
Got it.
Straight peel, I would think.
Yeah.
Another guard coming, straight peel, and then Kayla's starting to think I probably have to make a double to win this game.
Yeah, double or a draw to the forefoot, probably.
I think at the end, Team Tabata will either tap that or come around it.
Most likely,
I don't think they'll just guard it and leave her a free draw to the forefoot, but you never know.
Depends what you'd rather have her throw, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes it's a hunch, or if you've played somebody a lot, you know. Especially if you've played, like if they were played before and you know they missed a draw against you one time, you might even mention that out loud, not directly to them, but you know, if we're talking Chelsea on the same team, you remember when Jimmy here missed that draw against us, you know, a couple of weeks ago in Penticton?
Yeah.
Maybe we leave that for him again and make him battle his demons. Loud enough that they hear.
Yeah. A little gamesmanship.
Or they throw the guard.
Yeah, but I do think if you, like, so if you've, and this isn't the case, I don't think, but if you've seen someone struggle with draw weight, we watched Kayla Skrlik throw 2 draws that were nearly perfect as far as what she'll need to do on her last one in the 6th end. So then I'm not loving my chances of her missing it because I watched her make them. But if you've seen the other skip struggle with draw weight, but she's making all the doubles, then you'd lean towards wanting her to throw the draw. So there is some of that going on, I would think, in the heads of Team Tabata, just which would we rather have her throw, because it's going to come down to that. Either do you keep guarding this, or do you eventually tap it and leave her, or go around it and leave her the double?
Looks like straight peel. And with that in mind, Kayla's thinking, I would love to throw that out turn draw, but that top yellow one's kind of in the way, the one in that's top 8. She was drawn right to the button, but Team Holman just gave up a steal of 2 points, and they are going to be down 3 coming home as they give up 5 points in a row. Some might call them human soon.
I was just going to say, what is this, some sort of apocalypse?
No problem there. So now it's, what are the options here, Chelsea? Walk me through it.
Well, I think basically you're either drawing around this to kind of the back of the, like I would probably want to go back button to get it more buried and make the double longer and maybe make Kayla think about it. Or you're trying to tap it there. Or you could throw a guard. If you think that's good enough and you're going to gamble on that being your shot to win the game, you could just guard it too. But I doubt they're going to do that just because Kayla has made quite a few draws this game.
Yeah, I was like, that's green? Like, where are you looking? Yeah.
I like the draw right there.
Yeah, me too.
If you're comfortable with the in turn or the out turn, turn doesn't matter.
Yeah, either turn.
But like,
even back 4, biting the back 4.
Like honestly, I think biting the back 4 is pretty great.
I'd be surprised if you put one back 4, even back 8. I'd be surprised if she draws.
I think if you're back 8, she would draw. If you're back 4, she might take on the double.
And I'm okay if I'm Team Tabata if she's drawn against 2.
Yeah, for sure. I like, yeah. Back 4, even half back 4 is a pretty good spot.
Half open, make her think, okay, let's follow her down. And
I would
maybe
like to leave it a little bit open, I think.
It up.
Yeah, like you tempt them into drawing to backing maybe, or it's the more you can make Kayla Skrlik think, the better off you are.
I think yes. Yeah. Yeah. If I go like deep back.
So final stone in the 8th end here for Team Tabata. If they can sneak out a win here somehow, they will find themselves in the playoffs. If they cannot sneak it out, if Team Skrlik gets on the board with a W, then they will need either a tiebreaker or a good shootout and an odd number of teams to slide into the playoffs. But here we go, out turn to the back 4 foot. That's a lie, because that's ice to tap it. I was sure they had decided on the draw.
I thought they had too.
The draw's got to be easier, and it ends up better. Like, both of them end up closer to the button.
Yeah.
This isn't hard enough to get any separation. Got to go for speed. Definitely going to play the double.
Yeah. Couldn't really sweep it for as much for speed because it was needed to curl as well. So just that's why the tap is harder. The draw is just one thing. The line's going to get there. So all you have to do is worry about the weight. With the tap, you got to try to marry the two of them, and that's what makes those shots so hard.
So a shot for 4,000 beans. And to not have to pay an entry fee. There is an entry fee to these events, but if you don't win any games, you pay it after, and that's the ultimate kick in the ass.
Yeah, it is the thing you try to avoid.
And that'll be the rumblings around the men's locker room. Do you think we're going to, I don't know who plays Gushu, but they'd love to see Gushu pay an entry fee.
It's Schwaller.
Oh, they would love to make Brad pay an entry fee. Never done that in his life. Doesn't look like any trouble here for Kayla Skrlik. They're going to get on the board with a big victory. Final score 8-5 for Team Skrlik. Team Tabata will go to 2-2, and Team Skrlik will wrap up their Grand Slam at the Masters, WFG Masters, at 1-3. So on behalf of Home Team Live, the curling group, Chelsea Carey and Brent Lang, I am going to sign off for about an hour and 23 minutes, where Mike McEwen and I will be back, and we'll bring you Team White versus Team Returnaz. And I don't know who the B team commentators are bringing us. We got 2 games, though, Chelsea.
Gu and Schwaller.
Gu and Schwaller. There you go. The entry fee battle. So thanks for tuning in. Well, we can make it true. We'll see you soon. Thanks, folks.